Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we are breaking down a match that is literally going to be etched in World Cup history forever. We're talking about the massive round of 32 clash at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, between Belgium and Senegal. And let me tell you, this wasn't just a football match. It was a straight-up Hollywood screenplay playing out right there on the pitch. I mean, we had absolute dominance, sheer, utter desperation, teammates actually fighting each other, a staggering comeback, and a deeply, deeply controversial finish. So let's jump right into it. 124 minutes and 44 seconds. Just let that number sink in for a second. This is the exact moment the net finally rippled to end this completely chaotic game. It is officially the latest goal ever scored in a men's World Cup game. It's a record that's going to stand for decades, for sure. But to truly appreciate the sheer madness of how a match even reaches the 124th minute and how it was ultimately won, we've got to rewind a bit and see how a really comfortable lead turned into absolute pandemonium.
Section 1. Senegal takes control, a 2-0 dominance at Lumen Field.
Okay, so Senegal comes out of the gates absolutely flying. They are finding massive success down the wings through Sadio Mane and Iliman Ndiaye. In the 25th minute, Mane delivers this beautiful in-swinging cross. Sarr somehow manages to outjump the Belgian center backs, and while his initial effort doesn't quite go in, Diarra is right there, the quickest to react to the rebound, and he makes it 1-0. Fast forward to the 51st minute and watch how this builds. Moussa Niakhaté plays this perfect pass that Sarr races onto, right behind the Belgian defense. He brilliantly controls it on his chest, then just thumps the bouncing ball straight into the top right corner. Boom. 2-0 Senegal. They are cruising, and Belgium, well, they looked completely out of answers.
Belgium was actually so desperate that they made a massive double substitution in the 56th minute. They took off Jeremy Doku, and incredibly, they subbed out their talisman, Kevin De Bruyne. At that exact moment in Seattle, as he walked off the pitch trailing 2-0, it genuinely looked like it would be 35-year-old De Bruyne's last ever appearance at a World Cup.
Section 2. Teammates clash on pitch. The 70th minute hydration break drama. Picture this. It's the 70th minute. The players are taking a routine hydration break, right? But instead of hydrating and regrouping, the frustrations completely boil over. Youri Tielemans and Romelu Lukaku get into this incredibly heated exchange of words right there on the pitch. It gets so intense that their teammate, Nicolas Raskin, literally has to step in and physically separate them. The team was imploding in real time, but here's the wild part, the absolute Hollywood twist. Just 15 minutes later, those exact same two players, the guys who were literally tearing each other apart, unite to pull off an absolute miracle.
Section 3. 3 minutes of madness. The epic comeback.
So, the crucial point here is how fast Senegal's comfort just completely evaporated. It's the 86th minute, Thomas Meunier combines with substitute Romelu Lukaku, who steers the ball home. And keep in mind, this was Belgium's very first shot on target in the entire match. Seriously, they had absolutely nothing going forward until this exact second. Then, blink and you miss it, 3 minutes later, in the 89th minute, an in-swinging cross comes into the box, Senegal's goalkeeper, Mory Diaw, totally misjudges the flight of the ball, and who is standing right there to head it home? Youri Tielemans. The two men who were literally fighting at the 70-minute mark just saved Belgium's tournament. And here is a staggering fact. Belgium trailing 2-0 as late as the 85th minute is officially the latest a team has ever trailed by 2 or more goals and still avoided defeat in normal time in FIFA World Cup history. Just wild.
But hold on. Before we jump into the sheer chaos of extra time, we've got to talk about the number 16. That cross in the 89th minute to Tielemans, it didn't just come from nowhere. It was delivered by Leandro Trossard. By providing that crucial assist, Trossard cemented a truly remarkable stat. He has created 16 chances, which is more than any other player at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. His playmaking was absolutely the quiet engine behind this really loud comeback.
Section 4. Extra time VAR chaos. The grueling 117th minute.
Going into extra time, the game gets tight. It's exhausting. But the defining moment, the one literally everyone is talking about, happens right at the death. Dodi Lukebakio actually rattles the crossbar with a shot. But wait, play is suddenly hauled back. Why? Because earlier in that exact same attacking move, Senegal's Kamara had made a desperate lunge that caught Tielemans. What followed was an agonizing, absolutely grueling 7-minute delay while the video assistant referee reviewed the footage. Just imagine the pure tension inside Lumen Field during that wait.
And finally, the referee points to the spot. Penalty. Tielemans, the Belgian skipper, dusts himself off and steps up to take the spot kick after 124 minutes and 44 seconds of grueling football, and he puts it away to win the match 3-2. Now, we're just reporting the facts of the call here, but I want to make it very clear, this was a highly, highly controversial decision. It's really important to understand why Senegal was absolutely furious. This genuinely controversial call brought back some really bitter memories for the Senegalese squad. Just earlier in the year, in January, the Senegal team actually walked off the pitch during the Africa Cup of Nations final in protest when Morocco was awarded a late spot kick. So to have another massive tournament run end on a late, highly debated penalty review, that was an incredibly bitter pill for them to swallow.
Section 5. The historic takeaways. Breaking down the chaos.
If you take absolutely anything away from this explainer today, it's got to be these three things. First up, the record. 124 minutes and 44 seconds. That stretches the boundaries of how long a World Cup match can go before a winning goal is scored. Second, the drama. The story of Lukaku and Tielemans having to be physically separated by Nicolas Raskin, only to combine later and save their nation from elimination? That is an all-time great football narrative. And finally, the heartbreak. We really can't forget Sarr. He played a brilliant game, scored a phenomenal volley, but his incredible performance was completely overshadowed by a crushing collapse and a heavily debated VAR controversy that fans will be talking about for years to come.
So, Belgium miraculously survives and advances to the round of 16. But their reward? Yeah, it's no walk in the park. On that very same day, the USA advanced by beating Bosnia 2-0, and that sets up a mouth-watering round of 16 clash right back in Seattle on July 6th. Which leaves us with a really provocative question. Will Belgium survive the 2014 rematch against the USA? Remember, Belgium knocked the USA out in the round of 16 back in 2014 in another massive extra-time thriller. The Americans are going to be hunting for revenge on home soil, and Belgium's aging golden generation just showed they can definitely be broken down, even if they absolutely refuse to quit. So what are your thoughts on this historic comeback? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.